Have you ever met someone who barely talks in a group? They sit there, nodding, smiling slightly, looking deeply focused. But the moment the conversation shifts toward them, something interesting happens. They redirect it. So, what do you think about that? And just like that, they step out of the spotlight. Today we're talking about the first type of quiet person, the conversational escape artist. Who are they? This is the person who seems like an excellent listener. They sit calmly during group discussions. They maintain eye contact. They react at just the right moments. But inside, they're quietly hoping no one asks for their opinion directly. Not because they have nothing to say, but because they don't want to risk saying the wrong thing. So instead of stepping forward, they gently pass the conversation along like a hot potato. Their behavior patterns. If you pay attention, you'll notice a few patterns. They ask more questions than they answer. They smoothly redirect attention to someone else. They rarely share personal stories. They laugh and respond, but avoid leading the discussion. If the group energy becomes intense, they grow quieter. If a debate begins, they step back. They know how to survive socially, without exposing themselves too much. The psychological truth now. Here's the part most people misunderstand. They're not unintelligent. They're not boring. And they're definitely not empty-minded. Psychologically, they operate in survival mode. Deep down, they believe, the less I say, the less I can mess up. For some, this pattern developed after being judged, laughed at, or misunderstood in the past. So they learned something powerful. Observation feels safer than participation. The hidden strength. But here's where it becomes interesting. Because they speak less, they observe more. They notice subtle changes in tone. They detect tension in the room. They read facial expressions carefully. And sometimes, they can shift the entire direction of a conversation with just one well-placed question. Instead of dominating with volume, they influence with precision. That isn't weakness. That's strategy. The downside. Of course, this approach comes with a cost. If they always step away from the spotlight, others may assume they lack depth. If they never share their thoughts, they may miss opportunities to be seen, heard, and respected. Silence protects them, but it can also hold them back. Self-reflection, moment. So take a moment and ask yourself, do you often redirect conversations? Do you feel a sense of relief when attention moves away from you? Do you prefer observing rather than expressing? If that sounds familiar. You might be a conversational escape artist. Closing in the next episode, we'll explore someone very different. The person who doesn't speak much, not because they're avoiding attention, but because they believe words should only be used when they truly matter. Stay tuned. Because quiet people, they're far more powerful than they seem.